Greetings, I'm Bobby W6IWN, and this is the SaVVy 3.0 slider version. This is my DIY 3-element Yagi that is fashioned out of 6 Chameleon 17-foot telescopic whips, and then I have a 12-foot boom made out of 1-inch square tubing that you can buy locally at your Home Depot. And I have that in 3 4-foot sections for portability. So you can tune this thing between 2 and 20 meters. The hubs slide along the boom, and I'll show you everything up closer. Okay, to change bands with the hub, it's real simple. I have this thumb screw on the top. You just simply loosen it. And if you can see here, I have each band mark. For example, there's 6 meters, 10 meters, 17, 15, and 20 is pretty close to 15, so I put it on the side there. So you simply just slide this to the band you want to use, tighten the knob, and then you go on the opposite side and do the same thing. You only move the director and reflector. The driven element stays fixed. That way you can adjust the elements per band. I've had a lot of great success with this thing. I'll show you some of the antenna models, some of my logs. Also, I've got some QSOs with Australia showing my signal report over there and their signal report back, and how awesome this thing is and how easy it is to make. You can make your own. So let's take a closer peek at the SaVVy 3.0 slider version. Okay, starting with the boom, this is 1-inch square tubing, and then I use 3D printed hubs. I'll have these available on my YouTube store if you're interested. These wrap completely around and keep my elements isolated from the boom. And then I have this thumb screw that you can loosen or tighten to adjust it. And then I've marked the boom with all of the bands. So when you change bands, you just slide the hub down to those bands. So it breaks down into 3 4-foot sections. And then I went ahead and I marked it across the break to make it easy to recognize. And then I have a 3D printed insert that goes in here. And then I just simply am using 1 bolt with a wing nut on each break. And then going down to the centerpiece, here is my mount, the SaVVy mount. And then this has some U-clamps on it. And then that holds it to the mast. For the mast, I am using the Engineering TFK25. This is a fiberglass push-up mast. And then I have it in a 2.5-inch inside diameter flagpole holder I picked off of Amazon, and it fits in perfect. Typically I don't need to guy it depending on the wind conditions, but I can always just run a strap from the post to my car. All right, let's go to the feed point. For the feed point, I'm using an LDG 1-to-1 current balun, and then I've 3D printed this attachment that just clips on the hub, or else it can also slide back and forth. And then I simply have my hot going to one side and then the ground to the other, and then connected to my feed point. And I also forgot to point out, and I'll show you back here on the reflector element, these are electrically connected. This is temporary on my beta version. This is just a wire that's going across. Same on the reflector on the front. Jacob KC7WXD, the awesome guy that does the fine design work on these hubs, has gone ahead and made a metal piece that will go across the back here. for your electrical connection. So I will have those available soon. So thanks again, Jacob, for all your work. All right, and then I have these end caps. I went ahead and I made everything glow in the dark on mine, so that way it's a little more fancy at night. It's fun, you can see it. It kind of helps me see which way it's pointed. So for each element, to make this less confusing, if you notice there is an R, that's going to stand for my reflector. There's also one on this side. I've went ahead and marked each band. So for example, this one says 17. I've got my reflector. It's going to be about 5% longer than my driven element. And then my reflector will be about 5% shorter than my driven element. So each of the whips will be different lengths. So to make it less confusing, I made sure to mark the bottom reflector, and then I mark what 17 the length is for the reflector. Then when you go down here to the driven element, I have these marked with a DE, if you can see it here, both of the whips, to make it less confusing. And then the same thing here, except my pen is kind of faded, but I have this 17 meter mark here I need to touch up. I do this with permanent pen. I'm kind of adjusting the band length still and tuning. Once I think I get it fine tuned, I might take like an engraver or something and just make a little fine mark so I don't have to keep touching up. So going back to the director, as you can see, I do have that wire connecting the both. They are both labeled DIR for director. And then I'm also using the Chameleon SS25 whips on all of these. So if you come up here, you'll see my mark for 17 meters. So that I have it marked per band. So all I need to do when I change bands, I would just slide it to 17, which apparently I forgot to do when I changed it to 17. And then just slide the hubs out. So if I wanted to go to 15 meters, I would slide the hub to the mark here. I have 15 meters marked in a different color on all of them. So it makes it really quick and easy to deploy this thing. It takes me about 10 minutes. Oh, I almost forgot to show you one of the coolest add-on accessories. So I've 3D printed these glow-in-the-dark caps that snap right on the tip. So they glow in the dark green. And then if you see, there's that little bulb there, and I'll show you some footage. That bulb will light up when you transmit. So it's super cool if you're out at field day or you just want to play around. And also it's a great way to experiment and demonstrate the visual voltage in your antenna. And if your antenna is not tuned properly, it's not going to work. So yeah, you'll see it. And if you get your antenna tuned good, you're going to see them light up. So I've got one on all of the elements so far. I was playing with it on 17. I'm not sure if my reflector isn't tuned quite right, but I'm getting it to light up on my director and driven element. So I'm getting 4 of them to light up. I got to play with it some more. But yeah, this is a really cool add-on feature.
So now when I transmit, tips of the antenna light up. I wish you were here and you could see it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. If it was dark over here, I might be able to see it, over.
Yeah, I can't tell. Yeah, no, I'm way out here in the middle of the forest. I'm sure the plane that flew over a little bit ago might have seen it.
Yeah, so what's the plan? Are you going to release that antenna commercially, over?
Yeah, I've just got the iPhone out at the moment, Bobby, just getting a quick little bit of video. I was, out in the shed. I think I told you we got a business, apparel business. I'm just doing some heat pressing some prints on some shirts, and I just finished a run, and that's when I thought I'd just check out the POTA website, and I saw your spot on 17 meters, so I thought I'd have a listen, but yeah, I didn't expect to hear you so strong, over.
Yeah, no, you are just booming in for 17 meters. I'm getting a little video here, and then you can also see the elements there lighting up. So it's always great to work you DX.
3 Charlie Hotel Echo. Good afternoon, good evening, Robert. Whiskey 6, Italy, Whiskey November. Arch on the air. Good signal into New Zealand. Name is Willem. Whiskey, Italy, Lima, Lima, Echo Mike. Whiskey 6, Italy, Whiskey November. Echo 3, C, Charlie, Hotel Echo, over.
QSL, William. The handle here is Bobby, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo, Yankee. And please copy 57 into my POTA Park into California. That's Charlie Alpha. Whiskey November Parks on the air calling CQ and listening.
Okay, let's head over here to Manigal Basics to take a look at some of the antenna models. First, we'll start off with the 10-meter band. So here is the antenna itself. You can see it is unbonded from the boom. Let's set it up for the middle of the 10-meter band. We'll go to 28,500. Let's just set this up for real ground. So I'm using the DX Engineering TFK25 mast, which is 25 feet, but I don't go all the way up to 25 feet because there is some overlap. So I'm going to say about 21 feet. So that's roughly 7 meters. Let's set this up for FE pipe. That's steel, the Chameleon stainless steel SS17 whips. And I'm going to go ahead and optimize this per band. Bear with me. This may take a moment while it does its optimization, and I'll be right back. All right, now that's done. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Let's start this and take a peek at it. So here you can see the current through the antenna in this view. Let's check out the far field plots. So the estimated gain on 10 meters is 12 dBi. Excuse me. And the real DX, though, is going to be between 8 and 5 degrees from what I understand. So at 8 degrees, it has 8 dBi, which is fantastic for DX. I have done some great DX on 10 meters with this antenna. And if you go all the way down to 5 degrees, you've got 4.7 at 5 degrees. Yeah, and 8 at 8. So this is fantastic for DX. So let's check out the 3D far field real quick on this. So this is going to be the pattern of the antenna on 10 meters. Okay, let's go ahead and open up a new band. How about we hop up to 17 meters real quick here. That's what I was doing in the video. So let's set this up. Leave it at that frequency. That's fine. 18139 ground setup, real height 7 meters. The stainless steel whips. Let's go ahead and optimize that real quick. Bear with me while that does its optimization. I will be right back. Okay, 17 is done. Let's go ahead and save that optimized file, start it, and let's take a peek at the far field plots on 17 meters. So there's an estimated maximum gain of 10.77. If you go down here to 8 degrees, you're still getting 2.8 dBi. And then at 5 degrees, you're still getting about 6 dBi, 5 dBi. So that's still fantastic for DX antenna, as it actually demonstrated in the video with VK2IZ. Let's take a real quick peek at the 3D on 17 meters. So this is the pattern on 17 meters with the SaVVy 3.0. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to 20 meters. So I'm going to just leave it at 14.25
real ground, same thing, 7 meters, Chameleon whips. Whoops, I did not optimize that one. Hold on. Let's go ahead and optimize that first, and I'll be right back while that does its optimization. Okay, now the 20-meter band is done optimizing. Let's go ahead and save that and take a peek at 20 meters. So I'm going to be upfront with you guys. 20 meters with the Chameleon SS25s, you aren't able to get your director element quite long enough. So I found a simple resolution. I'm just using those antenna balls I have and clipping about a 7-inch wire on the director element. Excuse me, the reflector, not the director, the reflector, the longest one. So that will get you to tune up 20 meters. Also, I've changed out the reflector to 10 M10 whips that are longer. I think they're 18 something, 8.5 feet or something. I've used those on the reflector, and those will get longer and able to get you to tune 20 meters. You could put the driven element on the back with the Chameleon whips and do 2 director though, and not have a reflector. Okay, that being said, for 20 meters, the estimated gain maximum is 10 dBi. So if we go down here into DX land, my favorite zone, and you're looking at 8 degrees, you're still getting 2.8 dBi on 20 meters. And then at 5 degrees, it's only 1 dBi, which isn't terrible, but I have worked Australia on this on 20 meters. So yeah, the boom is a little short for the 20-meter band, but you're still getting 10 dBi, and this thing screams. I've done POTA with it. It's fantastic. So let's take a real quick look at the 3D on that in the far field. So that is the 20-meter band.
If the SaVVy 3.0 slider version is something you're interested in, don't worry, go to my YouTube store below. I do have the hubs for sale. This is a DIY version. As long as you provide the whips and go to your local Home Depot and buy the 1-inch square tubing and pick up a 1-to-1 balun, you can do this yourself. Maybe you're thinking, that's a little too big for me. Not to worry. You can do this in a bunch of different versions. I've actually have a fixed version I've been doing with an 8-foot boom. The performance isn't the same as the 12-foot boom, and you're definitely forcing some bands on the 8-foot boom. You can also do a 2-element version, which will perform fantastic on a 6-foot boom. I've even tried a 2-element version on a 4-foot boom. So you got a lot of opportunities. It's a ton of fun, and it's been the best performing antenna I've had portable. I live in an HOA. All I have is a wire I got to sneak up in a tree. So I really don't get to work a whole lot of DX or have a good station at home. This is my opportunity. I get to go out. After work, throw this thing up in about 10 minutes, play radio for a while, put it all down and put it in my pack and go. So it's really not a big deal to set up. I've had a lot of fun with it, and I hope to have a lot more fun. I've even got some what I call the double D, which is a 2-element delta loop version. So I've been playing with a lot of these. I'd love to see you guys experiment, hear your feedback and how it's working out for you. So I hope to catch you on the next one. Until then, 7-3.